Today we're going over subtle, simple and effective mods for Skyrim. All the mods we're covering today are very minimalistic, so if you're looking for some small mods to add to your immersion, then these are certainly worth trying out. So we'll start off today's video with Read the Room. When you're walking in and around Skyrim's towns, you'll likely notice that your Dragonborn is the only one still wearing a helmet, despite it being a completely safe area. Read the Room helps to fix this small oddity by adding automatic animations for unequipping and equipping your helmet. It does this by actively tracking your location to determine whether you're in a safe or hostile area. Safe zones include peaceful places like cities, towns and other dwellings. Hostile areas, on the other hand, encompass bandit camps, Nordic or Dwemer ruins, as well as caves. And your helmet won't just vanish into thin air either. It will be fastened onto your belt just where it belongs. The MCM menu also comes with a variety of options. Here you can select the automatic equipping and unequipping behaviours. You can customise whether you don your helmet as soon as you approach a hostile area or even as soon as you leave a safe one. The same also applies for unequipping. Though if you prefer more manual control, the mod lets you choose when or not you want to wear your helmet. In the MCM you can set a hotkey to manually take the helmet off and on. By default this hotkey is set to the right square bracket, but you can change it if you want to. For our second mod we have the newly released Abandoned Abodes. This mod makes it so that the houses left abandoned and unused after their associated quests receive a makeover and become repopulated. For instance, in Markarth, Nepos the Nose's house, following the completion of No One Escapes Sidna Mine, transforms into Rorig's house, home to a Nord family and their Bosma housekeeper. And just down the street, the once eerie abandoned house comes to life with a mysterious occupant known as Mordeval after the House of Horrors quest. Alva's house in Morthal also sees a fresh beginning. Once the Laid to Rest quest is complete, a Nordic woman moves in who eventually marries Hrogar and even opens up a new store called the Layer's Wares. In Windhelm, Calixto's House of Curiosities is transformed into a new home for the Ravenhand family after Blood on Ice has been completed. Riften's Riftwheel Manor, once owned by Mercer Frey, sees a new beginning as an Imperial couple moves in, making it their new home, though the back door remains blocked to avoid curious NPCs. In Dawnstar, Silas Vesuvius' now vacant house turns into the base of operations for a High Elven researcher studying the Dwemer. Arenwi, the new tenant, even has a small fetch quest for you to embark on, should you question her about her studies. Beetild's House 2 witnesses a new occupant. Relin, a simple miner, will take over the home if Beetild falls victim to a certain Dark Brotherhood contract. Now keep in mind that none of these changes are instant. It will take approximately 15 days for each home to get resettled after completing their respective quest. But what I especially like about this mod is that the NPCs are far more layered than they really ought to be. Some of the NPCs come with their own dialogue, either fittingly repurposed or spliced together by the author, and all of them have fitting and believable schedules. You'll see new things like the new Nords of Markarth, visiting the Temple of Talos, but only if the Stormcloaks control the city. Abandoned Abodes is another fantastic mod in the Environs series. I'd really recommend you guys check out all the other mods the authors made, as they're all just as well crafted and thought out as this one. Next we'll look into improving the immersion of the weather and ambience with two small but exquisitely crafted mods. Firstly we have Splashes of Storms. With this mod, rain creates subtle splashes as they hit the rocks, the grass and the characters around you. As you approach a lake, instead of a stagnant surface, you'll now see the rain creating ripples within the water. The mod is also clever in the fact that the splashes are only created where your character is looking, which saves on some performance. Now as the storms clear and the sun rises, I like to use Rainbows Remade. This mod adds rainbows into Skyrim, and it's no random spectacle. Should the rain give way to the sun between the hours of 7 AM and 10:30 AM, or 1:30 PM and 5 PM, a rainbow has a chance to grace the horizon. Using the console command, you can set the chance for a rainbow to appear after rainfall. The default is a 25% chance, but I prefer to set it at a mere 10%, as the rarity of the rainbow makes it an even greater sight. On nights with a full moon, when the weather is just right, the phenomenon of a moonbow might emerge between 8 PM and 10 PM, or 2 AM and 4 AM. Both Splashes of Storms and Rainbows Remade may be small in size, but these sorts of subtleties are what really immerse you in the world of Skyrim. Next on our list is the mod that sparked the idea for this video, Blowing in the Wind Lite. Skyrim is a very windy environment, though the hanging lanterns in the game don't move at all with the wind. This mod changes that. Now when the wind blows, the lanterns swing and sway just like they would in real life. But there's something to note about this mod. Since it changes the way lanterns look and act, It is by default incompatible with mods that also change the lanterns, like most lighting mods. However, the light version of the mod is different. It's built using the base object swapper. This means it should work well with most other mods without any issues. So with blowing in the wind of light, you can enjoy a more lifelike Skyrim without worrying about any mod conflicts. Next up, we tenorize to Whiterun, and the tree integral to the city known as the Gildergreen. If you played through the Blessings of Nature quest, you may have chosen the path of renewal, bringing back a small sapling instead of resorting to violence and stealing the sap from the Elder Gleam, which is definitely the more noble choice, but it left something to be desired. The tiny sapling remained just that, never growing into the full proud tree it could be. Gildergreen Regrown makes it so that no longer does your choice have to mean sacrificing the beauty of a full grown tree. With this mod, the small sapling will embark on its natural growth process. Over the course of 6 in-game months, you'll watch it transform. First, the sapling will remain a tiny bud, then it will transform into a young tree, and finally a fully mature tree, standing tall in the heart of Whiterun. It's a subtle change, but one that brings more life and dynamicism to the game. Next up, we have Immersive Death Cycle, a mod that makes death around Skyrim slightly more interesting and realistic. The mod makes it so that corpses will now rot away, instead of remaining unchanging, and it's directly inspired by the same mechanic found in Red Dead Redemption 2. Once you kill an animal, over the next 4 hours, the body will start to look half eaten, half decayed, and if you come back after 12 hours, only bones will remain. And the changes aren't just visual, the bones can be activated to gather bone meal or other fitting ingredients, making the mod actually slightly practical for alchemists. For necromancers, the mod offers a slight twist. Reanimated creatures now adopt the half-eaten, half-rotten appearance, which just adds some flavour to the dark arts. It's also rare to find 2 decaying creatures that look exactly alike, as the mod adds up to 6 different models per animal to maintain variety and realism. Now let's follow on with a really subtle addition in the form of smoking torches and candles. This mini-mod introduces a visual change to both the handheld and wall-mounted torches. Every torch, whether held by the player or NPCs, emits a stream of smoke that can be seen billowing out the torch, giving a real-life feel to the flames. Similarly, the candles in Skyrim got their own revamp. Now they don't just glow, but they also release a gentle stream of smoke. But if you're like me and appreciate the really fine details, you might want to pair this mod with Rudy's Candles. This mod refines the candle models, as now they appear as if they've been burning for hours, with the wax melted and dripping down the sides of the candle. Now let's follow on with an even subtler mod in the form of Volcanic Tundra heatwaves. The Volcanic Tundra in Skyrim is a distinct area, marked by its boiling mineral pools, heat cracks, and obvious volcanic activity. So to enhance the realism of this scorching environment, all the steam and mineral pools now emit a clear heat distortion, similar to the wavy lines you see above a hot grill or pavement under intense sun. Well, that's all the mods I have today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to endorse the mod you enjoy using.